Welcome to beautiful Dolores, Colorado, and welcome to our first Favorite Friday episode, Colorado edition. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying.
Put your hand in my hand, darling, say go. Keep your eyes on the horizon, stay gold. All I need are your eyes, you're my arrow. Now we're running into the wild. I see the light.
So if you're new here, or if you don't remember my crazy, which I don't expect you to, what is Favorite Friday? So Favorite Friday actually started last year when I lived in the teardrop, and it was just an extra way to make memories, an extra way to put adventure in the week. And the intent of it is a slow, adventure-filled start to the morning before I have to go back and work. Now, slow, adventure-filled doesn't always go together, but it's meant to be joyful time outside doing something different. So for instance, today we drove about 15 minutes away from where we've been to experience Dolores, Colorado, to go on a little hike, to get us fancy coffee, to do something before the workday that just is an extra memory and just extra fun, because this kid and I are all about fun and all about memories and all about checking things off our bucket list. So let's start the morning with a beautiful walk along Dolores River. This is gonna sound absolutely wackadoodle, but I generally sound wackadoodle, so that's okay. Dolores has a very specific smell. It's a magical smell, but I do not know how to explain it. I've never smelled it anywhere else. But I feel like you could blindfold me and take me to Dolores and take me to Silverton, and I would know their smells. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. But Dolores has this beautiful, fresh, slightly damp, but piney. There's like old wood and some sort of flower. I smell a flower. I don't know if it's the trees, but it is magic. And every time I get here, I literally just probably look like the biggest idiot, like I always do, because I step out of the car and I just like breathe in so deep. I wonder if you live here, if that goes away, if you stop smelling the magic. So I'll be honest, I don't really know Dolores that well. I've been through here, my favorite cidery is here, but we've never really stayed here or explored here. So I'm just gonna check out the beginning of this little trail. And it's the McPhee Overlook Trail. We don't have time to do it, but now I know it's here. So it's definitely something I can come back during the week, but I wanna check it out for just a minute. So Dolores is actually, I think, considered high desert, because as you saw, there's cactus, prickly pear, there's pinyon pine, but there's also ponderosa pine. So it's such a unique mix to me. And maybe that's like part of the smell, is all the different ecosystems here kind of combining together. Because yeah, you wouldn't have felt like you were in high desert a minute ago, but now you do. Oh, something smells really good back there. Juniper, and deer love juniper. So there was probably deer there this morning. This trail is stunning. It will definitely be one that we come back to next week. But for now, we're gonna head back down to the river trail, which is what we run. Okay, side quest is done and we're back on trail, which I guess I didn't tell you about. It is the Dolores River Trail, which is an awesome 3-mile path that is just by the river. So it is peaceful, it is grounding, it is easy, it is just super enjoyable, and honestly the perfect like relaxing start to a Friday. So we're gonna keep going because we've been taking lots of videos and side quests, and we're gonna get some steps in, get a move on, and because even though it is slow, intentional favorite Friday, I also gotta get this boy some steps because he hyper. Found the end of the road, literally. I thought from afar it looked like we could go out there, but I don't think unless we pass the marsh we can do that. So, all right, ready to flip around, kid? He's so mad that I'm not letting him swim. 1, they enforce leash laws here. 2, it is like 36 degrees this morning. That's got to be glacially cold, and we're gonna be in shade a lot walking back, so doing what's best for the boo despite his irritation at me. That did exactly what I needed it to do and didn't know I needed. The last couple of weeks I have been in a pretty deep fog, I guess. Work has been exceptionally stressful with the root canal and the hip issue and Feeney's paws. I think I've just been compartmentalizing a little too much, and that's left me feeling kind of listless and foggy and not creative, and I'm living this dream life and I felt like I wasn't energized by it, but oh guys, today I'm energized. This was exactly what I needed to do to get me out of my fog. It does help that my hip feels better, but this is what it's all about. And you know, there's that trend going around of I almost forgot this is what it's about. And it's very easy to do. Even when you live your dream life and you're living the life of an adventure and something you've worked for a long time, it's still very, like, we're still humans and we're still feeling emotions and still going through things. And I think I've just been going through some things, and I feel like I'm finally on the other side of it. And Favorite Friday definitely sparked that healing. I just had some good music on there for a little while, some Forrest Frank, Amen, and Good Day, and Sunshine. And I just let myself feel some things and move past some things, and it's absolutely what I needed today. So, but what I also need is coffee. So let's go check out this adorable little coffee shop that is brand new to Dolores. I have a horrible angle because the sun is sunning, but I stopped at Lost Fox. Look at that adorable logo cup. That logo is everywhere. It's super cute. The latte art is stunning. Let me see if I totally screwed it. I didn't. So hold on. I love a good latte art. It's pretty rare that you get it. But that's like all their photos are on Instagram over their Arte lot. So they are latte art, Arte lot. So they are obviously good at it. It's a pretty small shop. It's new. I think I mentioned that. And it's right along the scenic San Juan byway. So I really hope this does well for them because Dolores definitely could use a little. Man, I'm struggling. Hold on. I got their specialty honey cinnamon.
Now, normally I'm a caramel latte. They have a pretty small menu, so I went with one of their special. It's Colorado honey. Wow, that's really good. This is dangerous knowing this is here because one, I love supporting small coffee shops. They use Easy Roasters, which is my favorite roaster from Durango. So knowing that that's here, and even just to come get a black Easy Roaster coffee. Yeah, so good. So glad I found this. See, happy Friday. Well, Sunday for y'all if you watch it on Sunday, but happy Friday. Originally, I was going to go pick up groceries because I like to have a fancy special Friday breakfast, but for some reason, Walmart canceled my order, my pickup order. It said for no apparent reason, just canceled it. So got to reorder it, which kind of sucks because I'm pretty out of groceries. So I guess maybe for lunch, we're going to be going somewhere to eat. Who knows? But cheers to Lost Box Coffee. So good. And back to the pod we go. So our slow adventure part of the day is over and I'm settling into work, but I've got two things that I got to tell you while I make breakfast because I promised you I would tell you them. One is what I'm doing for Feeney's feet, and two, what I'm doing for my hip. So with Feeney's feet, if you've been following along, he has been having just a lot of roughness, cracking, red, broken toenails. And when I sat and reflected on it, because we've never had this in his entire life, I realized it's, we used to go home after adventures. He might adventure hard for a week or two or a weekend, but then he would go home and walk through neighborhoods and not be on trails and get a lot of indoor time, especially in the summer. He'd get hours, because he couldn't be out in the evening. So his feet just got a different level of rest and recovery. And so I realize I need to just be actively doing that rest and care for him on a more consistent basis. So every day we come back, I put a little paw soother on, put his booties on, just so that while he's around the campground, he's not also aggravating his feet and he's getting a little healing in between. I've also started adding in more omegas to his diet. So Fiends doesn't like salmon oil. He doesn't like a lot of fish. So I have to add things in. He does like salmon jerky, so I've added salmon jerky in so that he's getting those extra omegas. I also have sardines too, so we're kind of going through those. And I'm just, making sure I'm taking extra care because just like for myself, I need to take extra care with my body because I'm pushing it harder. I'm doing more. It's just a different lifestyle, and I don't think my recovery routine for either one of us had quite caught up yet. So yes, even though Fiends was already always on a lot of supplements and taking care of, I've just added some omegas, and then I'm also just taking extra care of his feet to make sure that he stays happy and healthy on the road. And I don't feel like a bad dog mommy either because I did. I don't like when my ball hurts. So since I wasn't able to get my stuff to make my brekkie sandwich, which was what I was going to do on this favorite Friday, I'm going with what I have here to make a special breakfast. I'm going with some protein waffles. These I keep on hand for like pre-hike days. So these are just the Kodak protein waffles that I'm just gonna throw in the air fryer and we're gonna call it a day. And then I'm gonna make some eggs. So that's going to be my fancy schmancy breakfast while I reorder groceries. Apparently, the grocery pickup is down for the day. So that was the reason once I opened my email. So I think I'll be ordering some groceries from Safeway because it's a little bit too warm to leave Fiends in the car while I go grocery shopping. So fingers crossed, Safeway works. Luckily, there's 3 grocery stores in town, so one of them has to work. And also, remember how my coffee machine, my coffee pot, like my coffee maker, it's a coffee machine, right? I'll say things, broke. I haven't replaced it because I don't want to, so I've been using a pour over, but honestly, I really like just having my air fryer on the counter way more, and I can't have them both on the counter. They took up too much space. Maybe if I get like a single Keurig, but for right now, I'm really enjoying having my air fryer right here. Well, that heats up. Let's talk about my hip. So as you can see, my dinette has been turned into the bed, or as I call it, the couch. And I started this yesterday because it dawned on me how much pain I was in while sitting at the dinette working. I often have to sit inside. One, right now the weather is pretty chilly outside. Like we're talking like in the 40s and 50s, and it's been super windy. And two, as you can see, the sun is behind me in the morning, but by the time it warms up, it's in front of me and then I can't see the laptop. So I would say for the past like 2 months, I've been really working inside more than I've worked outside. And I think that dinette was just so ergonomically bad that I was just in a lot of pain. My legs don't reach the ground when I sit, so I was slouching, or I was leaning way far forward, or I was sitting cross-legged. And just really, there's zero good support. Like the cushions that are on here have horrible support. And I think it was the main trigger. So I turned it into the couch yesterday, and my pain is like, it went from a 9. Like, I'm not kidding you guys, it's been really, really bad. Like, just walking hurts, just existing hurts, driving hurts, everything has been hurting. But it went from like a 9 to probably a 3. And this morning on that almost 3-mile walk, power hike, I was maybe a 2, 2.5, which I haven't been close to that in absolute months. So I do think this works. Let me get those real quick. They're burning. Not burning, you get my gist. They were just done. So I'm not a super fan of how it looks, and I'm still testing it out. But if my pain is that decreased from one day of it, I can only conclude that that was the culprit. Now, if I keep it this way, I'm gonna get a fitted sheet to kind of go over the, so it's not a blanket that just slides all over the place. So it goes over the cushions. I'll get like, I think a real bolster pillow, and then I'll order some more of these blue pillows from Amazon so that I can have pillows and it kind of resembles more of a couch. I miss the table. My router is in a weird spot, and I have an extra plant now that I don't know what to do with, but I like having the under table storage. I put a lot of that stuff that just makes the camper look cluttered because it just doesn't have like a permanent home, or like this kind of stuff that I need to keep out because I use it a lot. I have a basket that is slid under there so you don't see it, which is really nice. And then Fiends. Fiends has a different place to lay. So like this is a lot lower for him to get up on. He spent a lot of last evening on it. I was able to treat it like a couch when I ate dinner, and I had my iPad up, and I wasn't just stuck in my bed all the time, because truly the dinette's super uncomfortable. So I don't, other than work, I don't really use it. So I do think we might use this as is more. But I'm just not a super fan of how it looks. And maybe that's just because right now I just have hodgepodge pillows and things trying to like test it out. But yeah, so that's a big change. The funny thing is when I was looking at RVs, the one that was like in super high competition with this one had a couch instead of a dinette. And I like, that was one thing that was like pushing it over, was that couch. It ended up being just too heavy and slightly too big for me, but I always thought I would use a couch more, especially with a dog and him having this extra place to lay. Plus I like being able, like I can just see out the window better. I don't know. We'll see. But that's, I'm blabbing now, and I need to go to work, and I need to eat my waffles, and I need to make my eggs. But we're gonna test it out, see how it goes, and I guess you'll continue to hear, because you'll see it maybe evolve into looking a little better than it does right now with its hodgy-podgy. So, all right, I am going to work, and I was originally gonna kind of end the video with breakfast and, you know, moving on from there, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to continue on this favorite Friday, and we're going to go back into Dolores this evening for one of my other favorite things. But first, I've got quite a few hours of work. I need to reorder my groceries, so let's get that done, and I will see you guys on the other side of it for the rest of a favorite Friday evening edition. So work is done. And I know I told you guys I was going to take you back to Dolores, but I lied. Actually, I didn't lie. When I went to look for the hours of the place that I was going to take you. That particular location closed. So, still in Durango, so we're definitely going to be going to my favorite cidery. But I thought about it, and we have 2 big adventures coming up tomorrow and Sunday. So I thought, let's actually just make a fun meal at home, one of my favorite meals at home. Get ready for tomorrow and just settle in for a nice evening outside. The weather is amazing, and I have not gotten to eat dinner outside all week, pretty much since I've been here. So I'm very excited to do that. So I'm in the kitchen, and this meal takes a little bit long to prepare, but it's mainly on the stove and in the air fryer. And I've got tofu chopped up, diced up, and in the air fryer. Takes about 25-30 minutes to really crisp up if you want it the way I like it. And then I have some jasmine rice on the stove as well. So while that is going, I'm gonna do some adult things and like clean this place up, sweep, wipe some things down, and then we're gonna catch dinner outside to wrap up this favorite Friday. Beans is literally like falling asleep on the bed behind y'all. Nice chill night at the pod sounds like a good way to end a Friday for both of us. I love how different a campground is on the weekend versus the weeks. Friday, everybody starts kind of coming in and they're here from Friday through like Sunday, and then it's so quiet during the week. But I have one of the best sites because one, I have an end cap, so I have this whole area. In front of me is just a beautiful mountain range, and I can see the San Juans and off in the distance. But I've had this whole bottom level to myself all week. So that level, the upper level, is actually pretty, I would say it's about half full, but nobody has been down here. It has been wild. I've had deer who've come by. I have the cutest squirrels. The only downside is that there's a bunch of foxtail where my picnic table is, and foxtail can get in dogs' like lungs, and it can like settle in, it can burrow into skin. So we don't go over to the picnic table, but that's okay because I have a way comfier chair. So yeah, I've got a good book on the pad, the iPad. I have my yummy, I put some, I like crunchy things in my bowls. So there's coleslaw mix in the bottom, and then jasmine rice, super crispy tofu, some cherry tomatoes, the cilantro sauce, and then crispy onions because I like a little crunch. Sometimes I'll be extra and I'll get some Takis and crumble them on there because it goes with the chili lime. But this is one of my favorite bowls. No more. It's just so good. Sometimes a girl likes crispy tofu. I've got that. I'm gonna settle in. Fiends is laying in his bed, just watching the view. This is around the time the deer come every night, and they legit come up around here. So hopefully they come by tonight. Maybe they won't because we're out tonight, but all right, bone apple tea as they say. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us on our favorite Friday. I just love Fridays to have something a little extra special. Good food, good coffee, a good little mini adventure. Definitely makes the day feel more special. And even though Colorado doesn't need more special, I like making memories in Colorado more special, if that makes sense. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see you guys on the next adventure, wherever the road takes us. Right, Blue Bear? Come here. Come here. Can you come around and say bye to the people? Come here. Come here. We gotta get the boy in this. We'll see you on the next adventure, wherever the road may take us. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Bye, guys.